All right, we're on, going. Oh, hey, how's it going, everyone? Welcome back. Today we're going to continue with this little guy. This little guy happens to be the Focke-Wulf Fw190A dash, and I'm doing the dash 8 version. Although we got an option of doing the dash 6 or the 8, I'm doing the dash 8. And so far all that's changed is the type of canopy and this little piece up here. It's the only difference so far. So that's what we're doing. This is part 2, and as you can see, we got a lot accomplished in part 1. What I did, we got this almost all together in part 1, but as you can see, I've got a couple of little pieces, little spots here. What I did off stream, I added a little bit of putty along the seams there for the wings. Got a little bit of a seam for the wings, and I did some trimming on the wing flaps here and here, because I want to have this, I wanted to make it look like he's trying to roll out away from, you know, the guy who's chasing him in mid-flight, which is going to be this guy here. So yeah, that's where we are now. I also picked up some yellow paint, and so I was able to paint my little piece yellow that's going to be going on the nose here. However this goes, it goes in one specific, there we go. So yeah, that's going to look like that when it comes to that. But now that I've done some putty and stuff like that, I do need to paint this. I was going to leave it this same gray, but now that I've got that stuff, this whole thing needs to be painted. Oh, another thing I did is I got the wheels in there all tucked in nice just inside the landing gear there. I wound up having to cut those holes out to fit the tires in so that I could still close these, and even at that, these did not close 100%. Now I could put some glue and like squish that down there a little bit to line it up, but at this point, the size of this thing and the amount of detail and the fact it's going to be flying and you're not really going to be seeing the underneath, because I'm going to be eventually sticking it to this thing like that kind of thing. So there we are. Where are we now as far as the build goes? We have our trees, or sprues, however you want to call them. Let's see here. See this? Boop-a-doop, boop-a-doop. All right. So our next step was to put the landing gear on. We did that. Step after that, put the rear landing gear. Of course, this is permanently sticking out like that on this particular plane. It doesn't get hidden away like on a P-51 Mustang. That gets nicely tucked away on that, on the American plane. But next we have the bomb cradle. We got a little cradle here, and then the assembly of the bomb, and then we can choose which, looks like we're choosing which bomb to build. I'm not sure. In any case, we want C7 and 18. This is A, B, C. Okay, so we want 7 and 18. So that's 7 right there. Want 18. This guy here. Okay, so that's that piece. So it looks like this piece is going to go like that. Sit like this. So it becomes a cradle for the bomb to, when it's under the plane like this, the bomb kind of sits up in there, I guess. Now, what I was thinking about before was maybe having this like, you know, the plane has already dropped its bomb, and you know, now it's in a dogfight. So it just sits like that. Okay, so I get some glue. I'll glue that down. Alright, so there's that. So, they want me to put the guns in there on the wing tip. It looks like only one. Oh no, they got two. They're showing two. That's B10. Let's see. This is B, we want 10. 1, 2, 3, 12, 5, 10. I'm going to change my glasses out. I just found another little plane. Didn't I throw you in the garbage? All right. Now I can see closely without having to take my glasses off every 10 seconds. Okay, now these are going to go into these little holes there, 1 and 2. So I just want to make sure. Okay. This one I'm going to have to clean up a little bit. So, I was thinking, originally I was going to leave this plane the color that it is, and I was just going to do the darker gray. And that would mean masking off the whole plane. I think what I'm going to do instead, though, is the opposite. I'm going to paint the darker gray first. And that way, it will, when it comes time to paint the light gray, I just mask off the dark. Which will be a little less masking to do. I'm going to try and get these guys lined up equal as best I can. So we don't want a pair of guns going like, looking like, or like this, or, you know, kind of thing. So I want to line them up as best as I can, so that when I'm looking at the plane, they don't look strange, and they look like they're straight. Okay, that looks okay. So now we got a couple of cannons on this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it. It has dropped its bomb, and now it's in the middle of a dogfight. That's the story of this plane. That's this poor German's story. Okay, now our next page. We have what looks like more guns. I think we looked at this before, because I already have this taken off the tree. Yes, I was looking at this on where it gets placed on here. There's not any pinholes or anything to place it. It's just kind of guessing where it goes. And based on what they've done in the illustration, it kind of sits right like this. Like that. There's no real definitive spot for it, other than let's make sure that it doesn't interfere with, like, say, the landing gear kind of thing. So you actually have it, you want it to be just right up beside it like that, not interfering with this. I don't know if this would actually be a flap that raises or lowers on the actual plane. It kind of looks like it would, but at the same time, it kind of looks like it doesn't. So I want to make sure that's the two things. It doesn't interfere with what that could be a flap, and it doesn't interfere with the landing gear cover. So that's where I'm going to place it, right there in that spot. So I want some glue. Ready to go here. Once I get this in the exact spot I want it. And it's going to be just like that. That's the spot where it's going now, just like that. Add a little more glue on this side, just to make sure it seals nice and stays put forever and ever and ever. When I gotta get the other one, I haven't taken it off the sprue yet. It's right there. Same with this side. Get it lined up exactly where I want it. And then put some glue down. Kind of right there and there. Yep. Just like that. I can only assume that this is like an extra gun. Then again, so you see A6/8-R1 version. So I don't know what that is. I don't know enough about these World War II planes to say, oh, look at this. It's this particular version because it has this, or because it doesn't have this, or blah blah blah. I don't know. These are obviously some kind of an optional kind of gun. Now, So we need B9 for the two barrels that come out of each side, and we need B11 for the actual wings. This plane actually has a lot of weapons. Let's do B11 first. These are for the wings. Okay. These are a little bit bigger, so I can actually use my fingers instead of the tweezers. Again, we want them all relatively straight. I think they're straight. Looks okay. You can see these little pins sticking out now. Alright. So then B9 does these other pieces. And that's these guys here, I think. Just make sure. Yep. I thought I lost it. That can be a very determining factor. If one of these drops on the floor and I lose it, suddenly it doesn't have guns at all. Because I would rather it doesn't have these at all than have one barrel missing. That's just, I don't know, I'm a little quirky like that. I would rather it have nothing than be like lopsided or something like that. That came off clean. So that one. Okay, now I need to determine if there actually is, if it goes in a certain way. And looking at it, it doesn't look like, they look like they're just straight little slugs. And I'm going to go in like that and just sit there. And that's okay, we can do that. These are going to be a little bit more difficult to line up because they don't actually sit in a hole, they just kind of sit on there. long as I don't interfere with them too much. As the glue is setting, they'll be okay. I think I got these done. Okay. It looks like one side's all lined up nice and done. There's quite the barrels coming off of that thing. Because of the wing angles, they're all kind of pointing up, and that's, I don't really want that so much. It's like this plane's flying along and he's going to shoot, and his barrels are all angled on and up, and that doesn't look right, not to me anyway. That's just kind of the way they all have gone, and the way they sit in there. A little better though. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit. Let those set. Set. You know what I mean. And now we're going on the other side. Closer I can get it to lining up on the first try, the better. Get the other one in there. That one went like perfect, just whoop, done. How'd it go? It went like whoop, done, whoop, done. Until I look at it this side. Alright, we're good to go. Alright, so now we've got our wing guns done. So I'll show you on this camera here. All done. Pretty much lined up straight, best as I can get it anyway, just by eyeballing it. And that's how they are. This plane's got lots of guns. Guns. just in case you didn't get that, that was RoboCop reference. Yeah. Maybe too old for that. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old for that. Maybe my audience is too young. Okay, so then I look at showing me the different canopies, depending on what I want to do. But we're not doing the canopy because we got lots of painting to do. So, what is next? We've got these pieces to go on the sides here and here with a question mark. I don't know what this thing is. Fw190A-8. So let's take a look at these. B, we don't need this tree right now. This is A, 1A5, which is this piece right here. We have two of them. I don't know what the significance of this is. What this piece is for. We got two of them though, as options. And then C21 and 22. They don't tell me which one would be on the C6 or the -6 or the -8. Whether it's got this little piece on it or not. So I guess I'm just going to go with this one and just wing it. Wing. Get a wing because it's airplane wing. These little round pieces, they just go on the end of this. Don't know what they do, don't know what they're for. They just go there. That. I don't know if this is a gun. It'd be freaking crazy if it is a gun. Could be some kind of an intake for the engine. I really don't know. All I know is they go on the side. Spot. Okay, they kind of just go right above this wing spot there. There is kind of a designated spot for it, so that's good. So my gun barrels in there, it's a little bit difficult to get in there and manipulate the exact spot for it to sit. But that's where it sits, it's just like that. It's hard to tell on the camera, I think. This guy here. sure it lines up on both sides the same. That looks about right. Maybe not quite. Looks about right, maybe not quite. There we go. I think. That'd be a little bit menacing coming at you with a whole bunch of all these gun barrels blazing all at once. Okay, so it looks like we got a little bit of a headrest for the pilot. And then C6. So C, B3 and C6. C6 is this thing. B3. This is A. No wonder I can't find it. Interesting enough, there's a B12 vitamin right here, which looks like the same thing. So it goes, it doesn't fit very well. It looks like this is supposed to go up inside this piece, and it doesn't really fit at all. The contour is just all wrong. So maybe it's just supposed to go on the outside. I don't know. This looks kind of strange. Anyway, it's supposed to go... It looks like there's supposed to be some kind of a little lip here for this to sit on, but there's nothing. And then this, which has this funky shape to it, sits like this. Okay, so if I have that sitting like that, and then I put this piece down there, shit. It is just going to sit on the front of it. So I basically just need to line that up. So what I'm going to do is pick this up like this. Some glue on the bottom, so that I can place it here. So not supposed to stick to it, to the tweezers, you stupid thing. Try this again. Glue on the bottom. Now just stay there. Now I can glue this and put a little dab of glue there. And line it up with that. My thin set to glue this down. There we go. So there we have that piece done on there. It's weird, kind of weird looking, but that's okay. Again, I don't know if that's actually a headrest or not. It looks kind of strange on there, the way that is. But I'm not going to judge. They want me to paint it a couple different colors, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, let's move on to the next page. Next page is painting, which means I'm done. Except for my propeller assembly. So I got a little painting to do on my prop. And that's about it. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So I do need to assemble my propeller piece. That's something I did not do last time because this was not yellow and I needed this to be yellow. But I've got nothing but painting left to do. Which is kind of funny that I've got some leftover parts. Obviously the bomb's left over. That's fine. I've got landing gear left over. That's fine. This little guy, I don't know even know what he is. C11. C11, I need that for the prop. This guy almost looks like a crosshairs thing that would maybe go on here. But they don't show anything like that. So I don't think I use it at all. No, they don't show it at all. So that obviously doesn't get used. So, but I do need the C8. I need this for the propeller. That's okay. So I'll take this off now. So I take this off now. That allows me to actually get rid of this completely. This guy is done. Done. But then I don't know. I don't like throwing away bombs. Bombs and missiles, I like to keep. It's got like the antenna for like the antenna, but there's no antenna. It looks like an antenna one that would like say go here or something. and go boop and have the wire, whatever, you know, for the radio, but nothing. Obviously need these. I don't need this thing. This is my prop, so I obviously need that. And my nose cone. And my engine. Need my engine. Don't need that. And that's it for this tree. So this is done, done, and done. I don't need anything off this tree. This is not, none of these are used. Okay, I want to assemble the bomb. Just because I like assembling bombs. Okay, not really. I don't really like assembling bombs. But don't really have anything against it either. There we go. So there's our bomb. If I wanted to actually put that on there, I have a bomb. I could put that in the cradle. Put the bombs in the cradle. Something like that. That's how it would go. If I was going to do that. Yeah. Anyway, I gotta paint. I gotta paint, gotta paint, gotta paint. Usual, typical thing, flat black. Now the nose cone, I'm going to paint white. And then I'm going to put a black spiral on it. But first it's going to be white. And then the engine's going to be painted gunmetal. So, set up my little table. Change my glasses. Set up my little table. I have a feeling, you know, when I was looking at this thing earlier, I was thinking, oh, I could probably get this done in 2 parts. It's such a tiny little plane, so few parts. Should be able to get this all done in 2 parts. But you know, now that I'm looking at this and I'm actually building it, thinking maybe this is going to be a 3-part build. You see what I got to do here? I got to make sure this thing don't go nowhere, don't fly nowhere when I spray it. I have this. I carved this off to a little point so I can shove it in things. But it doesn't want to. It's not going to stick in there, so it does me no good this time. It might do me good with this one. Yep. Okay, gunmetal. I'll use my light gunmetal. Gunmetal. dry. So what I'll do for my little cone is get a piece of tape and fold it over, put it down on the table, and then I'll just stick that to it. So I don't know, you can't see because I've resized my window there, so I'll show you. I have it stuck on my little table here, just stuck there so it won't fly away when I start spraying it. I'm going to do 2 coats on that. Now I need some flat black for my prop. And there we have a black prop. Kind of hard to see against my black shirt. There you go. Okay. So I do need to do a second coat on the white. It's still a bit tacky, so I'll give it a couple of minutes. My black is almost out completely, and for like, I'm gonna say a good 3 weeks, the hobby store had no Tamiya flat black. I actually resorted to buying a can of Revell. It's not even called flat black. Schwartz black. Yeah, Schwartz black. What the heck is that? Schwartz black. I will say this much. Revell paint stinks. And I'm not talking the quality. I'm talking the smell. It stinks. Probably let that sit, but now this just has to go like that. And I don't think I'm going to leave that. I think I want to paint in there. I don't want to leave that yellow. So I think I'm going to do that black. And I'm going to cheat again. And by cheating, I mean I'm going to paint with my screwdriver. No, I won't do that. I'll paint with a brush this time. I'll paint with a brush this time. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Like would be appreciated. Subscribe. Covers PH.
Alright. So there you go. So we got a black inside there now. Right. Woohoo. Now I gotta clean my brush. I wouldn't have to clean my brush if I used my screwdriver, but whatever. I'll be back in a minute because I gotta clean my brush. Okay. Now, second coat of white on my little nose cone here. Okay. I think 2 coats is probably good enough. Now, what are we doing here? This should be dry. Yep. So we have these pieces going together. Like this. This little cap goes on the end. So we'll get rid of this little extra piece that's on it. So this is just a little cap that goes on the very end here. To complete it all. Now it's kind of shitty is it's a loose fit, so this prop can actually stick out and go back and forth like this, like that's loose. I mean, it's nice that it spins freely. Why was I blowing on it so hard? Well, because it's unfortunate that it sits so far back. It should be a bit of a tighter gap. See the movement that I have there? Maybe you don't. Just trying to get that angle there. See that? That's, I shouldn't have that much play. That should be a much tighter fit. Trying to get it to spin, that's why I'm blowing on it, okay? Well, I suppose I'll just put a dab of glue on there and call it done. now glued on. The only thing left to put on there is the white cap. And that would make the engine assembly finished. But we gotta paint this guy. We gotta add some color to him. So I'm gonna get out my dark gray. This should be dry. It's almost dry. It's dry enough to put here. I need some dark gray. And what dark gray do I want? This looks like a dark gray. Sure, that's a nice dark gray. And that dark gray is basically going to be along the top here, right along here. Now in doing so, I'm going to wind up painting the entire interior of this thing, and I don't want to do that, so I need to shove some masking tape inside there. So let's try with a couple little thin strips maybe to try and plug the hole. I just don't want to paint the seat and stuff. That's all. That's really the only thing I'm concerned about. The rest of it is like yippee. There we go. That's good enough, I think. Okay. Because I'm basically going to try and mimic sort of, this almost looks like a green on the box, right? But actually, I'll show you. I took some pictures. I grabbed some pictures off the interwebs of this guy, and let's see, what have I got here? Not that one. The actual plane that I want to mimic is kind of this one here. Let's see, what scene, where are my scenes here? This one, I think. Nope, not that one. This one, here. That's pretty much what I'm gonna go for. So along the top here, I'm gonna be doing the dark gray, basically, just along all the way across the top, right? And then I got these little splatter patterns that I'm gonna try and mimic. I'm gonna try and do that. We're gonna see how that works, if it works. Don't know if it'll work, but so just to start off with, we've got that. So now I've got it a dark gray across the top there. That's what we're going to start with. I think probably that one little swell. I'll let that dry for a few minutes and then I'll throw another coat of it on there. The challenge is going to be doing all those tiny little spots in the lighter gray and actually making it look like not done with a brush, right? It's going to be tough. I could take a piece of paper or cardboard or something like that and just cut a whole bunch of little holes in it all over, put that down there and spray, and then what comes through and what doesn't. That is an option. So I might try doing that. We'll see. think that's going to be plenty of coverage for my dark gray. The question is, what light gray do I use? Now that's plain is kind of a lighter gray, so I think maybe this will do fine. This is a neutral gray, they call it. I could use this one. I think that'll be fine. That should be plenty fine to try and match the original color. Give the bottom a spray of this color just to see how it matches, if it matches at all. I'm going to have to turn a fan on. So now that it's getting a little bit cooler, we actually got rain outside, and it's been raining all day. I don't have my fans on, my bedroom window's closed. Yeah, see, that's definitely a different gray than what this is molded in. Looking at it now, this thing looks like it's molded in a blue-gray. There's the two different colors. It's almost a blue. Let's see here. There. It's almost a blue-gray compared to this neutral gray, but that's okay. I think the neutral gray is good enough. It's enough of a contrast, I think. If I actually spray on this wing here. It's enough of a contrast. Now this wing has been painted. This wing is painted now in that group. So I think it's a good contrast between the two. And it's going to match. I think when it's all done, it'll match pretty good compared to that picture I showed you. So we'll see. Now I gotta let this dry. Because, well, now it's all wet. And to do that, without actually touching it down, I'm just going to do this. Doink. Shit. I have carpet hairs on the bottom. Yep. So much for doink, eh? You gonna hold this time, you stupid asshole? No. Fuck. Damn it. I bent my gun barrels. At least the dark gray's dry. Maybe that's what I should be doing. The whole purpose was just so I could sit it like this kind of thing. Instead of dropping it on the frickin' floor. Anyway, I'm calm, really. Okay. Let's see what kind of time I'm looking at here. Okay. I think I'm going to have to get going. I'm going to have to let that dry. And I'm going to have to think about what I'm going to do for a template for painting that. And then we'll do that next time. I should be able to come back tomorrow and continue this. Yeah, but I'm going to take off, and not in a plane, but I'll take off, and we're going to leave it at that for today, and we'll continue this on next time. Once my paint has dried a little bit here, I'll look at what I'm going to do for a mask to be able to paint my light gray through that dark. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for coming out. Follow me on my YouTube channel. My YouTube is Duplicitous29. Head on over to my Twitch. My Twitch channel is www.twitch.tv/duplicitous_29. I'll put links in the little thing below. Yeah, for my Twitch and my Instagram, if you want to take a look at still pictures I've taken of my various previous builds of things. Yeah, so once again, thanks for watching, and thanks for you guys who follow me. That really helps me out a lot, especially if you go on my Twitch and follow me there. That really does. I'd like to try and build my Twitch following if I could. It'd be really cool. Anyway, thanks again, and we'll see you all next time when I continue painting this thing up. All right, thanks again. See you guys later.